Good evening and welcome to Kini News. The government has announced a 2-week extension of the movement control order due to the increasing number of daily COVID-19 cases.
The government has announced that the third movement control order, which commenced on June 1st, will be extended for 2 weeks until June 28th. Senior Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the rules for the MCO will still be the same as the one currently in force. In a statement today, he said the decision was made as the cases still surpass 5,000 daily. He said the Health Ministry had recommended that the total lockdown be extended at a National Security Council special meeting chaired by Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin this morning. Given that the rules are the same as before, Ismail hoped that there wouldn't be any more confusion on the implementation of the standard operating procedures. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry today reported another 6,849 new COVID-19 cases, which have been detected in the past 24-hour period ending noon. Half the new cases were reported in the Klang Valley. Selangor recorded 2,558 new cases, and Kuala Lumpur recorded 884 cases. This was followed by Sarawak with 699, and Negeri Sembilan with 685 cases. 84 deaths were also recorded today, taking the death toll from COVID-19 in the country to 3,768.
Today was the third day of meetings between the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and political party leaders at the Istana Negara. UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has shared the topics of discussion during his audience with the King.
UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said his party expressed its support for Parliament to reconvene to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah today. Speaking to the media after meeting the King, Zahid said that UMNO believes that Parliament should reconvene. This is to ensure the country's democratic system is protected and there is an element of accountability as well as checks and balances on all aspects of the country's administration. He said, Parliament was needed to raise the people's concern, which included issues such as the loan moratorium, price hike, and government aid, among others. He added that he had also delivered his party's stance that the current state of emergency should not continue after August 1st. According to Zahid, the government in the past could deal with COVID-19 issues without the emergency. When asked about the National Operations Council proposed by former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, Zahid said he did not discuss the matter with the King. He adds that he believes the current state of emergency is supposed to cover any matters that an NOC could potentially address. Meetings between the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and political party leaders at the Istana Negara entered the third day today. Zahid was the first to arrive at the palace at 9:54 AM and left an hour later. Apart from Zahid, MIC President S.A. Vigneswaran and PBS President Maximus Ongkili also had an audience with the King today. The Agong is scheduled to meet with GPS leaders virtually on Monday, June 14 and will convene the Conference of Rulers on Wednesday, June 16. The state of emergency and the Parliament were among issues highlighted by various party leaders who took turns meeting with the King since Wednesday. Parliament was suspended after the state of emergency was imposed on January 11. The emergency is set to expire on August 1st.
The opening of Parliament was among the main issues highlighted by several party leaders who took turns meeting with the King since Wednesday. However, the Home Minister still wants politicians to wait until herd immunity is achieved. Now, before we move on to this story, I would like to thank over 60 of you who have graciously and generously contributed to Kini TV in the month of May. To show our appreciation for you, we'll display your names in the bottom of the screen. And for those of you who would like to get your names in that ticker next month, you can click on the link in the description below to become a supporter.
A proposal to allow for Parliament to reconvene during the emergency in a hybrid format has been questioned by Home Minister Hamzah Zainuddin. According to Sinar Harian, Hamzah said they would have to sit down and discuss a hybrid standing order first for a hybrid Parliament, and this would take time. He said the standing order will then have to be brought to a special meeting to see if it could work. Hamzah then reiterated his call for Parliament to reconvene once enough people are vaccinated. He said Pakatan National was not afraid to reopen Parliament. However, he urged politicians to be patient as the vaccination program was underway. Hamzah added that according to the program, by September or by October, the goal will be achieved, and Parliament will be reopened then. Sinar quoted him as saying, "You should tell everyone, especially the politician who really wants to be Prime Minister, to be patient for another 3 months." The proposal for a hybrid Parliament had been announced by de facto Law Minister Taqiyuddin Hassan. A committee consisting of the Dewan Rakyat Speaker, Dewan Negara President, a minister in the Prime Minister's department, Dewan Negara Deputy President, both Deputy Speakers of the Dewan Rakyat, and Parliament Chief Administrator, is currently studying the proposal. Previously, critics had dismissed Hamzah's reasoning, as all MPs have already been vaccinated.
Yesterday, former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad revealed that he proposed setting up the National Operations Council in his meeting with the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. His proposal has been rejected by several parties, and this includes Pakatan Harapan.
Pakatan Harapan has rejected a proposal for a National Operations Council or NOC government as suggested by Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. In a statement released on Pakatan Harapan's Facebook earlier today, it states, "As a party that upholds parliamentary democracy, Harapan rejects the NOC based on our consistent stand that the state of emergency needs to end immediately." The party also pressed on the urgency for Parliament to reopen. Additionally, in their statement, it was mentioned that a strong functional democracy is the solution to the current COVID-19 economic and political crisis, and that these solutions should be discussed in Parliament. The statement was jointly signed by PKR President Anwar Ibrahim, Amanah President Muhammad Sabu, and DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng. Just yesterday, Mahathir proposed the re-establishment of a NOC similar to the one in 1969. The 10-member council government is thought to be able to bring about a sense of stability amidst the current state of emergency. However, it is strongly thought, even by Mahathir himself, that the proposal will not bear fruition.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
The National Operations Council was not the only drama that came up amid the Yang di-Pertuan Agong's meetings with the country's top political leaders. PKR has claimed that certain political leaders were approaching MPs for endorsement in the form of statutory declarations. PKR has claimed that there were attempts by MPs who did not hold key leadership positions in their parties to obtain statutory declarations or SDs from other MPs. PKR Communications Director Fahmi Fadzil said those seeking endorsements were aiming to acquire positions in the current federal government. He said the MPs were soliciting support with the claim that they have the, quote, blessings of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. The claims came at a time when the Yang di-Pertuan Agong is meeting with the country's top political leaders this week. Fahmi said the claims of a royal blessing cannot be true because Malaysia is a constitutional monarchy and the actions of the MPs are a, quote, disgusting attempt at securing positions and profits for a small faction at a time of a national crisis. He said the desperate act of this group must be wholly rejected by the Rakyat. He did not name the MPs involved or their political affiliation. Yesterday, the Vibes had reported that there is a movement to get UMNO MPs to vouch for Hishammuddin Hussein as the Deputy Prime Minister candidate. According to the report, UMNO MPs were being told that Muhyiddin Yassin will step down as Prime Minister in the coming months to make way for Hishammuddin to take over the position. In a Twitter post, Hishammuddin later dismissed the speculation as rumours. DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng said that he has also brought up the financial plight faced by the ordinary Rakyat needing government assistance to survive during his meeting with the King 2 days ago.
DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng claims that the Yang di-Pertuan Agong is sympathetic to more financial aid for the Rakyat during these trying times of the lockdown. This came following his audience with the King on Wednesday. Lim said he had brought up the financial plight faced by the ordinary Rakyat needing government assistance to survive. He added that the King was sympathetic to an automatic bank loan moratorium except for the T20 group without mentioning the period and more financial aid to save jobs and businesses. Currently, banks are extending a 3-month loan moratorium or a repayment quantum reduced by 50% for 6 months to those who have lost their jobs, the B40 group, and small and medium enterprises or SMEs that cannot operate during the total lockdown. However, according to Lim, under the current moratorium for the B40 group, banks are deferring loan payments without waiving interest, leading to higher cumulative loan payables. Previously, he had disagreed with Finance Minister Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz, who claimed that Putrajaya was unable to force banks to extend the automatic loan moratorium to the M40 group. In a statement today, Lim said the PN government conveniently forgets that the emergency powers can be exercised in the national interest during this period to compel the banks without any cost to the government. He also noted that the SME Association of Malaysia revealed that at least 50,000 SMEs may be out of business should the lockdown last for another 4 weeks.
That's a wrap for Kini News this evening. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook to get the latest news headlines there as well. If you would like to support the independent media, please do consider a subscription to malaysiakini.com. If you're heading out, please don't forget your mask, and when you can, do try to stay home. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, Malaysia. Have a great weekend.